Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining us yet again for another diving deep into entertainment. Yes, this is the 50th episode, and today, if you guys watched about a month back, we released a Black Panther and MCU video.
That was a month ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was about a month ago.
I feel like that was like 2 months ago.
No, it was about a month.
Okay. Whatever you... I believe you. I just said I feel like...
Oh, okay.
I don't doubt you.
Well, Jordan brought up a big point where he says he knew Black Panther was going to reach a certain milestone. I didn't believe him, and
I see that. I saw... Oh, yeah, on the carton list. I see that. Oh, shit. There it is, right there.
Yes.
I didn't know that, and I was right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know they reached it. I knew I was going to be right.
Okay.
I'm the man's.
Well, the point is, I wanted to bring that up, and since Infinity War is wrapping up its run, I thought this would be a good episode where we could talk about Infinity War just like we talked about Black Panther, do some comparisons, and then just discuss, go into depth about like how we feel about the situation. But before we do that, my name is Francis Mondrala.
Yup.
And to my left we have
Jordan the Snack Daddy.
Yes, because we forgot to mention our names.
We didn't forget anything.
On the last video, we did impressions. Which, by the way, bro, do you want to say anything about that?
Nope. That shit's still lost on me. Till it comes out on DVD, I can't say nothing, bro. Till I give it a second watch, I can't say nothing, bro. Once I find out who Lark is really working for, who he was hired by, I need someone to email me all the information about John Lark. Who wrote the script for the movie?
I don't know.
Who directed it?
The same guy who directed Rogue Nation.
Okay, you. Send me the script. I need to know. Just email me who John Lark is. Where'd he come from? How does MI6 know about this? Just, you watch our last video. Whoever you are. Your director, script writer, whoever you are. Watch the last video. And answer my questions. Just answer them.
Audience members, yeah, we, once again, if you thought it was bad on the video, we spent like an additional, 30, 40 minutes that day trying to dissect it.
It didn't work.
Every time we got an answer to one question.
Another question popped up. And I'm left with, they don't know what question I'm left with, so I'm just going to let them know.
Yeah.
How does MI6 know that John Lark is in Paris at that hotel? You know what I'm saying? Because I thought only the IMF knew. So let me know how was it MI6? Let me know
MI6.
how they find out. And let me know.
Yeah, because what were the questions that we got? Because
we were left with the question is, when we discovered John Lark's real identity and everything about him, whatever, we're left with that they were working together, him and the Apostles,
yes,
him and Henry Cavill, to frame Ethan for John Lark.
Yes.
And then the question just comes into play, why is the girl there? MI6 sends her there.
Ilsa.
Yeah,
yes.
Ilsa. Why is she there? MI6 sends her there. Why do they send her there? They send her there to protect Lark so that he can break Lane out so that she can kill Lane.
But if Ethan doesn't even know this information, how does she?
MI6 know?
Yeah.
And they also knew where John Lark was. Somehow they knew where John Lark was.
When only the IMF knows, because the only people who know are the people who got into the scientist's phone.
Yes.
Which is the IMF.
So that means if MI6 did know, that means they also did not share the information
with anybody else.
Even though, 3 plutonium cores are in the wind.
Which in theory is just, it doesn't make sense, because this plot was set up to be simple. And yet when you get into it, it's just like, there's too many ifs or maybes.
Yeah. That
just mess everything up, and you just can't go by that. It's
Let's just get away from it.
Okay.
Answer my questions, let us know, and then we'll talk about it again. Let's go back to the current list.
Just real quick, though, I just want to say, I still believe John Lark was an apostle from the get-go. Yet, for some reason, in every bio description, it says he's working by himself. And it just, as we talked about off-screen, that just doesn't make sense when you consider everything that was happening in the film. It was almost like he was getting set up,
I agree.
To be, like, the lead of the syndicate. Okay, now, guys, getting back to Infinity War, it's wrapping up its run, right?
Yeah.
It made
A lot of money.
It made less than 100, or made around 100,000 last weekend. It's gonna make less now.
That's what you think. Bro.
It's at 678. It's gonna finish this run about 680. I mean 679, 680.
Man, going to 700.
Okay, you're losing this one, bro.
Yeah,
At the end of the year,
I am losing this one.
the point is, Infinity War opened with 257 million, 257.7 to be exact, over 4,400 theaters. And it ended up making 2.63 times its run. To put that in perspective, that's the equivalent of a Deadpool or the Hunger Games types.
Do you know what the budget was for this?
Oh, I didn't put. Jordan last month talked about what was the budget for Black Panther. I think we mentioned it, but to be specific, it cost 200 million production, 150 marketing. So about
350.
Yes.
Okay.
Infinity War, bro, I did everything in my power. It was like there are so many different variables.
Uh-huh.
What I got, it was between 300 and 400 million production alone, and then add in 150 marketing.
Okay.
So that's about 450
to 500 or to 550.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was more so around 350.
Okay.
Just because that's the closest range I got. So just expect it costs 500 million to make, right?
I would say 500. Yeah.
Yeah, but it made, when everything's said and done, it's going to finish with around 2,050 million globally. So it made 4 times its production, but 4 times its entire freaking budget back.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Just to give some stats, it is the second highest grossing comic book, superhero, MCU, and Marvel film all time domestically, behind, of course, Black Panther, which don't pay attention to that. I did not change that.
Change what?
Never mind.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that's supposed to be number one.
I see it now.
Yeah. And when it comes to globally, it's obviously number one comic book, superhero, MCU, and Marvel film worldwide. And just to do some comparisons.
What's up?
You're just looking at it.
I'm reading the stats.
Okay.
The details.
Okay. To do a comparison, Black Panther is third all-time domestically. Infinity War is right behind it at fourth. However, when it comes to inflation, it's actually Infinity War is only 34th, while Black Panther is 30th. And then
It just came out, bruh.
What?
Hold on. Say that again. When it comes to inflation.
Inflation meaning when you consider tickets sold.
Oh,
because
okay,
films that came out
Yep.
from the 1930s, 40s, and stuff like that.
Different. Yeah, I understand. The prices of the tickets were different.
Yes. So when I say inflation, I mean in terms of tickets sold, it's only the 34th highest grossing. So let's say if the box office didn't go by numbers, but went by video games or music. You know how music and video games, they don't go by how much money they make, they go by copies sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Avengers Infinity War would only be 34th all time.
Okay, I see what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
I see what I'm saying.
While Black Panther would be 30th.
Okay, now I see what I'm saying. Because there's movies in between them.
Yes.
I got you. That's why I was lost. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no, because I had it in my head that, like, why is it 4 apart? They just came out together. But then I remembered it's domestically, so that made, about 20 million more.
The 20 million difference.
There's 3 movies in that 20 million
Yes.
difference. That's what I
Yes.
was lost about. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then when it comes to globally, it's 4th all time, only behind Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Titanic.
Awakens is which one?
The 7th one.
Okay.
And then Avatar is easily number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's number 2?
Titanic.
Titanic. You did
Yeah.
say that. Okay, so real quick.
No problem.
What happened? Which one's The Force Awakens again?
That's the one where they first
They first introduced Rey?
yes.
Okay, got you.
where something.
Yep, got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Then just with all the numbers, I'd like get confused. You just got to tell me what happens in the movie.
Okay, no, it's good, bro.
Okay. Now what are we on?
All we're on is just. I just wanted to put this out there. I wanted to say you are right.
I was right. Go back all the way to Black Panther, bruh. I said 700.
I just want to describe how this happened too. For like it was 4 straight weekends. Black Panther made less than or made around 50 grand, right? Mm-hmm. And then one weekend it barely made 10 grand. Mm-hmm. And then the very next weekend, somehow it magically increased.
Do you know when this weekend was?
2 weekends ago.
Okay. I said that it makes no sense to me either. I was gonna say because if this weekend was during when Infinity War came out, you know what I'm saying? People would want to catch up on it. But 2 weeks ago was way after Infinity War.
Yes,
So it
yeah.
doesn't matter, yeah.
No, many because this is when we were talking. It was like at 699.09 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I believe Disney went to a couple theaters and
I was like, hey guys.
yeah, because what's more attractive? My film made 699 or 700.
700, of course.
Yeah, and it's only the third film ever to do that in terms of grosses, 700 million, behind only Avatar and The Force Awakens. So that's
So how much did The Force Awakens make domestically?
930.
Domestically?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And you want to hear something crazy?
Huh.
It became, in terms of tickets sold, it became just the 13th film ever to hit 1 billion.
You said 3?
The Force Awakens.
No, so I'm saying what other ones made it?
There's like the 13th, not
Oh, 13th. So there's
Yeah.
13 or 12 films ahead of it?
Yeah, but most of them it's like Gone with the Wind, Jaws, Titanic, obviously. The first Exorcist, like really old films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense then because
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just want to say if you think the Force Awakens number is impressive now, if it just was released 3
Yeah,
years later,
exactly.
it would have hit up 1 billion.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me get this straight, right? Let me get this straight. I'm a little lost.
Okay.
I forgot what I was going for. Okay, yeah, the 100,000 weekend, right? Or week, whatever you want to call it. Where it made that 100,000.
Oh yeah.
This was like 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And it came out of nowhere.
Okay, to put in perspective, it's been dwindling. Black Panther was released on Blu-ray and 4K and obviously digital like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember.
If not longer, right? Yeah. I think it's actually going like 6 weeks now.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden it went from making 10 grand, slowly making less and less, and then it shot up to 100.
I don't know what the reason could be.
And bro, you can't say
Was there any movies not out? Oh, no, there were movies out 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yeah.
And it only added 6 screens. 6. Or 6 theaters, my bad.
Unless they were just in places where it's just like nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, like normally
had
when you
anything
see an
to watch.
increase like that, like you add a couple hundred.
yeah.
It was
Or
only
100,000,
6.
Yeah.
Bro, I believe the jump was something like 1,000% or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was just, I was like, Disney did this thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything else, bro? Or you want to do any comparisons? Because you believe Infinity War is the victor, and I think I want to argue against that.
I mean, it is the victor. When all is said and done, it's the victor. It lost the battle, but it won the war.
Okay. Okay.
See what I'm saying? Because this is the battle,
Yes.
but this is the war.
No, I agree. Domestic battle,
Yeah,
globally, the war.
Yeah.
It did make about 700 million or 650 million more.
To me, I still think Infinity War should have done not better, but not better. I mean, that's a great number. You know what I'm saying? That's a high ass number, but I still think it should have done more than Black Panther.
Okay, now this is what I want to talk about. Take away Black Panther, right?
Okay.
Let's say Black Panther never existed, right?
Got you. Gone.
Where does Infinity War compare? Like, because you said originally when we started this 2018,
Yeah.
you were like, I see Infinity War hitting 700 million. And
I did
remember,
say that.
Black Panther.
We didn't expect Well, some of us didn't expect Black Panther. I think you saying 650. I think something like that.
I said 650 when Damon on. He said closer to 600, and you're like, I'm going to go closer to 700.
Yeah,
but
I
you
threw it out there.
But you still believed,
Yeah.
because you didn't think it was going to exactly hit 700.
No,
You
I
s-
didn't. No. Yeah. I just said it would, 700.
closer to 700.
And I was gonna count it as a win for me as long as it rounded up to 700.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have counted that as a win for me. Did not expect it to actually hit 700 on the dot.
But you thought Infinity War. What was like worst case scenario? What did you think Infinity War was going to do without Black Panther? Because for me, worst case was 600. Because
Because the reason Infinity War is so popular is because Black Panther was so popular.
Yes.
People like, oh, I gotta watch the next, the next thing.
which they emphasize in the marketing a lot. a big battle was going to take place in the city of Black Panther.
Which, I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Black Panther did not exist, right? What
Yeah.
was the movie before that?
Thor, which finished with
Ragnarok.
about 320 domestically, 800 worldwide.
Okay, so if Black Panther did not exist, I would say worst 500.
Okay.
domestically.
That would be
Worse.
between Age of Ultron and the original.
What was the original at?
620.
The original Avengers was at 620?
Yes.
Okay, then I would probably put Infinity War around 600.
Okay.
I
Bottom.
didn't know Avengers did that good.
Yeah, 620.
600. I don't know if it would do better than the first one, but I would put it at 600.
Okay.
Yeah, worst case.
For me, I would say worse. I would say 600 still.
Yeah, worst.
Yeah.
That's
Because
that sounds about right.
just because the epicness of it and
Yeah,
the way
that's
the
what I'm saying, is
marketing
like,
was.
If the first one did that good and all these years of building up, you know what I'm saying?
And inflation, bro.
And inflation, it would be super, super surprising for it to do worse.
And just to put this in perspective, if the original Avengers came out now, domestically alone, it would make about $90 million more because of inflation.
$90 million more dollars than what it's at?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like right now with inflation, it's at about 710 right now. So to put,
wow.
So yeah,
That's really good, actually.
the original actually sold more tickets than both
Black
Black Panther
Oh.
and yes. That's why when it comes to movie going and you're looking at raw numbers, it's very
difficult because of inflation.
yes.
Okay.
That's why I
That's
always
actually really... Damn, dude, inflation's gone up that much just in...
bro think yeah.
Like, I know, but it doesn't see... Like, when you say... Like, I know inflation goes up, and you see it after long periods of time, but when you see inflation over short periods of time, that's when it hits you.
Bro, okay, can we say this 10 years is not that long for inflation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
10 years, right?
10 years.
Okay, so The Dark Knight, not counting 3D
Uh-huh.
and not counting any premium platforms, if it was released now, just 10 years later, it goes from 530 to over 680. 150 million more
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
in just 10 years.
Yeah. Damn. That's what I'm saying. I can't trust these motherfuckers.
Okay, so getting back to the point, because I'm actually I'm geeking out about this. What would be your, if you had a bullet to your head without Black Panther? What would your final grosses be for Infinity War?
What do you mean?
Like if a gun was to your head and saying life or death, right? If you had to like put a certain number on domestic and globally, what would you say would be a safe bet
Without Black Panther?
without Black Panther?
Now, do I have to, like, when you say safe bet, does that mean I can...
Most likely.
Okay.
Like let's say you're rounding, like it's going to end up closer to 675 or
Okay.
700.
But didn't I already say 600?
But that was your bottom, your
So
bare
this
minimum.
is my best guess?
Yes,
Okay.
I should have said that. Sorry.
Okay.
Best guess.
Without Black Panther?
Yes,
600. Okay.
because for me, I was figuring. I honestly thought Infinity War was going to hit 700 million. But then Black Panther actually changed my perspective and made me think lower, domestically speaking.
See, I would have been the opposite.
You would have
Because
been
remember, I assumed Infinity War would do better than Black Panther and domestically. That was my original opinion. So when Black Panther did so good, I would have put Infinity War even higher.
Okay.
But I didn't, but that's what I would have done.
Okay.
But we're saying Black Panther didn't exist.
Yes, didn't exist. For me, it's
At
7.
its best, I would assume Infinity War would also do 700.
What about globally?
Maybe even more.
What about globally? Because I think that's I didn't even,
I honestly, in the short time it's been out, I wouldn't have guessed that.
bro. And just to put this in perspective, before this film, only 3 films ever hit 2 billion, and Titanic needed a re-release
Yeah.
to hit 2 billion.
I have no Avatar.
Yeah, but it's like you have Avatar, you have Titanic, and then you have The Force Awakens. Which, by the way, The Force Awakens got to 2 billion by 900 million domestically.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah, huge. That's an extra.
200.
That's extra 0.3 billion.
Yeah.
So a third.
Well,
of a billion dollars.
0.2 billion.
Well, above that,
Yeah, 700 and then 900. It's about 2.5.
what was
930.
930. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said like 970.
Oh,
I was
no,
like,
no,
that
no.
would put it. I would
Yeah,
round.
but still, 250 is a big difference domestically.
It's a quarter of a billion dollars.
And I believe it ended up only getting 4 million short, 4 or 5 million short, or like it was like 2.06, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So,
But I would have put it, like I said, my best guess without Black Panther, I would have put it around 700.
okay.
But now that I knew the first numbers, I'm still in disbelief. Like, because I didn't, I don't look these up.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If I would have known the first Avengers did, what was it, 620 something?
620.
620, I would have put Infinity War easily at like 750.
Wow.
If I would have known that, yeah.
Okay.
Because, like I said, for all the years of build-up, I would assume it would do way better.
You know what's surprising to me, though, is more so the tickets thing. That Infinity War is going to sell less tickets than the first Avengers. Just because I know it's the first Avengers film, but I feel like people always go out for the ending more
than the beginning. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I said, when you said 620 to me,
Yeah.
I was kind of like
Thrown
baffled.
off?
Yeah, because it's like,
Why do
don't
you...
get me wrong, it was good, but it wasn't great. And, like, literally, Iron Man was better than that to me. Iron Man 3 was better than the Avengers for me. The Avengers won, anyways.
I think Avengers is one of the most overrated superhero films.
I agree. The first one is
Yes.
not that good. It really is. It's good. It's not that good.
It's not a classic or anything.
No, yeah.
like that.
I think the only reason people might have done it was because it was crossover.
No, but bro, that number is why so many people tried to start a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Because it made 600 million domestically and 1.5 billion
See,
worldwide.
that's a big number. I didn't know it did that well.
Yes.
Which makes me sad for Infinity War. I feel like it should have done better.
Bro, this is... And you know what's bad to Black Panther? When you make less money than a solo film. When the ensemble film makes less. It's like when... And the sad part about Infinity War, unlike Justice League, it actually delivered on its promise.
Yeah. And what also I don't like, though, is... You know me with the Black Panther. Love the movie. It's a great movie. But a lot of people watched it for a different reason. Which I understand. But my point is I wish more people could have gotten into Infinity War because of it.
You know my problem with Black Panther? All these people went to go see it not because of it being a superhero film.
Yeah.
Yet they're not seeing these other really, in my opinion, films as good, if not better, that have a massive black cast.
What other movies would you be referring to?
Black Klansman. That film's not gonna make a lot of
I
money.
thought you said black superhero movie, and that's why I was like, what other black superhero movie?
No. I said they went to go see it for other reasons than it being a superhero.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like they went to go see it just because it's a big budget film with
all black cast.
Yes, and they didn't go like
It's good. I mean, it's still Black Panther, hands down to me, is one of the best Marvel films.
yes.
It's very, very good. I think I would.
Wait, when you say Marvel, you mean MCU?
MCU. Yeah.
Okay.
I would put it. I would put it behind Infinity War for me. But let me try to think.
Dude, off of the top of my, it's like around.
And this is just me though, and I know I'm gonna get hate for it. Like I know a lot of people don't agree with me. Thor 2 was one of my favorite Thor movies.
That's okay.
Favorite. So I would put it behind Thor 2 and Infinity War, but it would still be third on the list.
Okay, are we going by quality or
no, personal preference?
Oh, okay.
Quality wise, it's to me it's only behind Infinity War. It's better than Thor 2 quality wise to me. But
okay, I just want
2.
just honestly speaking, do you think this is better than Winter Soldier?
Oh, I forgot about the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was good. Oh,
do you think this is? I don't think this is necessary.
Wise, the Winter Soldier might be the best for me.
I agree with you.
It's so good. Quality wise,
like you mean overall from start?
Yeah. Oh, that's still a tough one,
bro. It's just
I
like
want to say they're tied out, but I honestly prefer Winter. My personal opinion comes into effect, and I would prefer Winter Soldier. So, actually, no. Quality wise, I would put them together. Honestly, I would say side by side they're about the same.
Okay,
But preference puts me at Winter Soldier. I feel like the one thing one thing Black Panther lacks to me was a lot of plot. To me,
I don't think it lacks plot. I think it lacks sensical plot.
What does that mean?
I mean, the whole ending makes no sense to me. Like, you build up this villain for his smarts.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the film, he just completely loses it.
He does when he becomes like the king.
and it breaks his character.
I can understand that.
Because think about when he took his shirt off, he has all these scars
From kills.
for timely kills. And then all of a sudden he loses it. I don't
know. But okay, so hold on. Okay, let me see this where it fits now. So Black Panther, okay, is definitely behind Infinity War. What quality wise or preference wise? Say quality wise.
Let's just do quality because
it's behind Infinity War. Okay, so it's number 3 on quality for me, and it's number 4 on preference wise.
Okay.
So 3, only thing above it is Winter Soldier and
Infinity War.
And preference wise, in front of it is Thor, Infinity War, and so.
Okay, I just want to throw some films out there and say, so you think it's better than Iron Man 3?
Black Panther.
I'm not saying preference. I'm just saying pure quality wise.
That's what I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to. Well, in preference wise, I actually prefer Black Panther.
Okay.
So. Actually, no, reverse that. My bad. Quality wise, I prefer it will be Black Panther. Preference wise, I prefer Iron Man 3.
Okay. What about the first Guardians?
Wasn't a big fan of the first Guardians. I would pick Black Panther.
Okay. All right, that's all I got
I
then.
did like the first Guardians. Just wasn't a huge fan of it.
That's all I got.
But I would also like to point out the only reason I prefer Iron Man 3 is because you know me, I can't think of it as just thinking of it as a solo film is hard for me. I have to take into account 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So when you say Iron Man 3, I still take the information from 1 and 2 and I move them over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Bro, you just know me. I'm a big person about how a film ends.
Yeah.
And
no, its ending was.
It goes up for me. I think Black Panther.
I barely remember how it ends. I remember I remember the fight, but that's about it at the end. I remember most of the movie leading up to the end, but the ending did kind of dull.
It was
when he lost it.
Yeah, it was Marvel's Wonder Woman for me. I thought the first 75-80% of the film is like, yo.
That's what I tell people about Wonder Woman too. The ending was just crap to me.
And bro, my biggest problem, Black Panther felt like as real as it could get type of film the first 80%. And then the last 20% is just like, this is typical superhero nonsense. You know, it's like the villain is winning. You know, like when you watch
and then he just falls apart.
Yeah.
But not from other people, from himself.
Yes.
Under his own weight.
You know, like the Dark Knight, what's so brilliant about that ending? Both villains, they stay true to their character the entire time.
Two-Face and Joker.
Yes. And the way they're defeated isn't because of themselves, it's because Batman somehow outwits him. And it makes sense, you know?
Technically, the Joker defeated himself. But defeat is a different term.
But it made sense with his character.
Yes.
Like the Joker never cared. Like he was doing this for a game. Like you get pleasure.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It that's why I said defeat is a term.
Yes.
Depends on how you see defeat.
But with Black Panther, it's just the ending just really bugs me.
I can understand that.
Okay, and what is there not to say about Infinity War? Many people, their biggest problem, they say it's not a complete film. Obviously, it's only one part.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they also complain that you need to see the other films to see it, and it's just you're missing the point.
I actually don't believe that much.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I don't feel like you need to see the other movies. I feel like it's optional if you want that extra information. But I feel like if you just sat there and watched this movie, you can still kind of get a grasp of what's going on.
You know what my argument for that, for those people? You could say the same thing about Fallout.
What, that you need to see the previous movies?
Not that. If critics are raving about Fallout and they don't say anything about, oh, you need to see these other films too, because like for example, his ex-wife, all those moments with his ex-wife, if you didn't see the previous films, that's going to completely miss you.
It will, yeah.
So how's that any different from Infinity War?
I agree.
You know, so I
agree with you because like the Infinity War, to me is like. I feel like you could watch it by itself.
No, but bro, take away the superheroes, right? Take away the names and change the name, and all these people just have powers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a massive Colossus action film.
Yeah, it's like all these
a simple plot.
People with powers come together to fight the villain. You don't really, like I said, you don't need to know the background to each superhero. It helps if you do. It gives you more information, which you like, but you don't need to know the background.
You know what that's for? It's just like a TV show or a video game. You have the details of the background so that when the ending happens, you feel emotional for those characters.
Yeah, but
that's the only reason.
I feel like if you took all the names out and everything, nobody knew who any of them was. You can still watch the movie, absolutely. You'll be like, okay, this character introduced. Apparently, he's got some type of mecha suit. That'd be Iron Man.
Yeah.
So he's got a mech suit. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's all you need to know, really.
No, but seriously, bro, you take away the deaths, the film is the same.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, let's not forget, Thanos is pretty much only in this movie. He has, like, cameos.
But that's after credit scenes.
Yeah, and not only that is, they have nothing to do with this movie, really.
No.
The only one I can think of is when he grabs the gauntlet, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
That's it. And even then, all he does is grab a gauntlet. You don't need to see that to watch this movie. So the main villain has nothing to do with any previous movie if you think about it.
No, I agree. No, I just think this...
Well, I say nothing, but he's not majorly in any of the other movies.
We're just pointing out inconsistencies when it comes to consensus, critical perceptions of films.
Watching, you need to watch all the It's very rare for me to say, oh, you need to watch all these movies. Because I like to do stuff like that. Like, if I'm going to get into a certain movie and it's like the fourth one, I don't, because that's just because personally, I enjoy background information.
Yeah.
I like to have that story.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe if it was truly a good movie, it wouldn't need it.
That, and also, don't forget, these are set up like TV shows to where, just like a TV show, you don't... I feel like you could pop in episode to episode, and you don't need the other episodes. They just give that background filler to help bring... Like, I feel like when it comes to the MCU, all these films being connected, it just adds to the emotional level. It doesn't necessarily detract from the quality of the film unless it's a shitty film.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Iron Man 2 is a bad film. No matter how
true.
much freaking continuity was in that film, it was going to be a bad film.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the difference, too. Is like... to me, maybe you should watch, if you're going to watch this Avengers, you should watch the other Avengers.
Well,
but that's just because
there's
it's
a direct sequel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's like the only time I feel like you need to watch those is when you go and you're going direct sequels. Like Iron Man 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch the third one, why would you not watch the first two? It's obviously going to play off of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for, Avengers Infinity War... It's
to say if you
Avengers series. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless they decide to name them like MCU film number 22 or something like that.
Yeah.
Then sure, go watch the other 22 films because they all come into play. But when it's just Avengers, I feel like you should, if you want to, you should only watch the Avenger ones, and that should be enough for you to move on.
No,
But like Ant-Man 2, why would you go and watch Ant-Man 2 not seeing Ant-Man 1? All right.
But you don't have to see the...
It's like opening a middle of the book and just like reading. All right.
Some people do that though.
Yeah, but some people are stupid. Sorry, but I swear to God, if you ever open a book in front of me and you start reading from the middle of the book, you're gonna get slapped. It's like, why? There's no point in that. There's no point in that.
Oh, okay. So I just want to throw this question out. What you remember how we looked back at the first Avengers? And you remember like how it was special because it was the first ensemble film of that scale. Uh-huh. But we look back at it and it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't as good as we thought or the public thought.
I agree.
Do you think Black Panther is going to hold up 5-10 years from now? Especially, and let's say this somehow.
It depends what you watch it for. Because like I said, remember how we have certain people who watch it for certain things?
Yeah, the political reasons.
As a superhero film... honestly, I don't think it'll hold up.
Especially if it gets like a Winter Soldier type of sequel that is superior in every way.
Exactly. That's why I said it depends how the sequel's gonna come out.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll hold up. As the the other reason where it's like the black cast and the message and everything like that. The message stays true regardless. Doesn't matter if it's 10 years from now or 20 years from now. The message is still there. You know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't even matter the race. The message of just
oppressive, like
a group of people.
Yeah, exactly. Oppressive people and standing up for what's right.
Yeah,
that's always going to be true regardless, which I believe in.
And we should point this out. Hopefully, this does start a trickle effect of minorities, you know? Because somebody brought this up. The superhero genre, take away Batman and Superman, before Spider-Man came out, was minorities, bro. When you think about it, it was Blade, Spawn. They're like the really
We're talking about movies specifically?
superhero comic book movies.
Okay, yeah, so basically superhero comic book movies.
Yes,
No,
before
yeah,
Spider-Man,
Spawn. I
there's
was
the
gonna say Green Lantern, but it wasn't the Black Green Lantern. It was the other one.
no, but I'm saying like before the original Spider-Man, you had Blade, you had Spawn.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Spider-Man.
No, not the Amazing Spider-Man. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking. Yeah, we're talking.
Because
about,
many
like,
people-
we're talking VHS, baby.
Yes.
That's what we're talking.
Because many people believe that Spider-Man caused all the white superheroes to come to screen.
Okay.
I just want to throw.
I mean, I would say the majority of superheroes are white, but it's not really true because majority of superheroes aren't really. I guess you technically couldn't classify them as a race because most superheroes aren't really from this planet.
Yeah.
So to say white or black or would be, I mean, unless you're purely talking about their skin color, would be incorrect.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you can't say Superman's white because his skin color's white, but he's technically a Kryptonian.
But he's
it's
only
like-
played by white actors.
That's also true. But I'm just saying you couldn't just go ahead and say Superman's white unless you're specifically talking about like, Henry Cavill is white, and I'm like, all right, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't want you to read a comic book and like Superman's white. I'm just like, it's to me white is not just a color. It's what I'm saying.
No, I got you, bro.
So
That could be a whole different debate.
it could, but I'm just saying to me, just
Yeah.
don't come to me with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just different planet. You don't know their race. He's Kryptonian. Okay, cool.
Okay, so Jordan believes Infinity War won the war. I would say I would go with Black Panther for the sole reason. Give me any person who said Black Panther would gross more than 400 million domestically and
I was
nine.
surprised when it hit 5.
I was surprised when it hit 4.
You were?
Well,
when
like-
I heard about the opening, I was like, okay, it's gonna hit 4.
Oh yes.
But then when it hit 5, I was like, holy shit.
The legs.
Yeah, the legs.
And then 6, and now it's
yeah. I remember last time we talked, I think it was at like 650.
yeah, and
I
it's
was just
still
like,
chugging
and I was
along.
like, holy shit, it reached 650. I was like, I mean, like I said, I know I said 700, but I was kind of, me, I like to push the envelope. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's gonna reach it. So I was still surprised. I mean, like I said, it's a good movie.
I just want to
don't know
say
if it's well deserved.
I want to like
700 million domestic. That's at number 3, right? Domestically.
yeah, number 3 all
Behind,
time.
Titanic and
No, Star Wars
Star
and
Wars
Avatar.
and Avatar. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, no. I can see it now. Never mind.
Well, you have
Avatar to me is like it's well deserved.
no.
It
I
is a
agree. I'm a
fantastic-
defender.
I literally can. I mean, I say this as me, and I still haven't seen the movie in a couple years, but it does not have faults. At least not a lot of them that I can recognize for me. And like I said, I have not seen the movie in years. If I rewatched it, it might have a couple.
Okay, besides the story where it follows typical tropes, which some people can say, oh, it's not original.
What does that mean? Typical tropes. What does that mean?
Meaning like superhero origin films. You know how basically every single superhero origin film starts the same way.
Okay.
Those are similar tropes.
Okay.
Like it follows the same
A
plot
certain,
points.
like kind of like cliche, right?
Yes.
Okay, I get what you're
Yes.
saying. Okay.
And people deduct from certain films because they're not original. Yeah, it's as you make more and more movies, it's going to be harder and harder
Find
to
original. They really
Yes.
think that's not original though. I mean, if you
from a
if
story
you-
perspective in
Okay.
terms of
Okay.
humans go to an alien planet, try to conquer them, that type of stuff.
Yeah, but you see that's where I would get upset because they just generalized it so much that they ended up with humans trying to conquer a different planet. That is very, very vague.
I'm just saying to play devil's advocate.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I would get upset though, is because like if somebody said it to me, I'm like, you realize how much you just generalized the movie?
I know, bro. I
Like-
know. But bro, when you think about it, I read a great article. When you think about it, every film, any piece of medium, books, songs, video games, the topic can be generalized down to 10 different things. I forgot the examples, but
I believe even less than that. If you're like that's what I'm saying. Depending on how far you want to generalize things,
Yeah.
you can sum up. I can sum up almost any movie. Someone does something.
Okay, but they were more specific
That's
than
what I'm
that.
saying. It depends on how far you want to take it.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like they made sense. The 10 topics they made sense.
Yeah. So, no, I understand. They took it to a certain limit where 10 would define almost every movie.
Yeah.
Okay, which I understand.
Where like you could legit explain, you know, like how you remember Belgie that one year told us like when you look at the tropes for Harry Potter and Star Wars, they're identical.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah, I understand that.
But my point is, you have to go more than that. You know.
Well, yeah, because it's a movie. It's telling a story. You can't just.
But you also have to include acting. You have to include the writing. You have to include the visuals.
It's a whole collage of
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and that's why I said I would get upset is because you're basically telling me like Harry Potter is.
It's Star Wars.
Not even that. You could just say kid goes to school.
Yeah.
That's a trope right there. How much movies go?
It's a high school movie.
Kid goes to new school.
Or,
yeah, exactly. It's a high school movie.
Oh, a school movie.
It's a trope. If you want to generalize everything and take all the details out, which make the movie.
Yeah.
Like that, and that is another thing too with the whole human goes to conquer a different planet. But it's like, to me, is like no other. I can't think of another movie that starts off the same as Avatar.
Bro, it's not even that. You know what pisses me off is when this is why I don't like nostalgia, right? If a film is exactly like Star Wars, right? Okay, but that's a bad example. Okay, let's say a film came out in the 60s, 70s, right?
Okay.
And it had a original concept, but it wasn't directed the best. Because direction is key. Like that's what makes the suspense or what makes every scene tick, right? Mm-hmm. What if 10 years from now, another film comes out and is superior in every single way? We're not going to give props to it because it's not original and it wasn't the first.
Yeah.
Like, that's what, like...
I understand what you're saying now. Because it wasn't original and it wasn't the first, people aren't going to acknowledge how good the directing was. How great the scenes were.
Yeah.
Stuff in this. Okay.
And, bro, I want to say this. I'm not... The Force Awakens copies A New Hope.
Yes.
Almost beat by beat, right? Mm-hmm. If you put a bullet to my head and said, which is the better film? Take nostalgia away, I might go with The Force Awakens.
Remind me. Remember, I said I get lost with all the numbers.
Okay. New Hope is that's the very first film that ever released. That's where Luke finds Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on. So that was the 70s, right? Literally the first Star Wars.
Yes.
Number
ever.
4, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got it. It's in my head.
Take away nostalgia. Take away. This is the first time you're going there. Yeah. You're putting both of these films in a box, right? Mm-hmm. In a vacuum.
Okay. I would probably choose it too. Yeah,
but The Force Awakens is never going to get that credit because it's not original. Yet The Last Jedi, because it's completely different from any Star Wars film, because it throws out all the typical Star Wars tropes, even though it disrespects its universe. Oh, that's the best Star Wars film since The Empire Strikes Back because it's different. Yeah. How does that make sense?
I don't know.
You could like something because it's different, but it doesn't make it better, you know?
No, yeah, I agree with you. Because, like, it's just, to me, it's kind of like Mission Impossible and James Bond.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people are usually one or the other.
True.
I'm neither. I like both of them.
But
I'm not really like on both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, where was I going with this?
I don't know.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about how people go with the older film or the original film over a newer film just because it's original, even though the newer might actually be better.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Keep going.
Okay.
No clue. I had a point in mind and I lost it completely.
Were you going to say that people say James Bond is better because it's been around for so long? Yet if you look at the first 6 Mission Impossible films, they're better than any 6.
They definitely could have been.
Because that's what I would say.
Or maybe I was going somewhere with that, where people are like, oh, Mission Impossible is just a
knockoff.
It's a knockoff of James Bond.
Yeah,
but it's like, it's not original is a loose term, like I said.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this.
A better example of this is when they make remakes, right?
Okay.
I can't think of a good example, but no matter how good a remake is, right?
Okay.
They're never going to give it props of being better than the original.
Okay. Now, when you say remake, I want to make this clear.
A full-blown remake.
Okay, so like it takes the same movie,
yes,
just puts it in now time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just can't think of a good example where it's better. You know.
Yeah.
Because like RoboCop, the new one, I don't think is as good as the first one, the original. You know. And all those remakes.
Trying to think.
A good example. Did you ever see the Predators film?
Yeah.
With where they were on the planet?
Yeah.
I think that's better than the first Predator. But the first Predator is a classic.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah, because it's the first.
Yeah.
And quality wise, I think the newest one is better than the first one. It's like
I will agree with you on that one.
you know, it's stuff like that.
It's difficult. It's definitely difficult because, like you said, you got to deal with that nostalgia effect, and
Yeah.
you also got to remember this. Back when you watched a movie in the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, that was the highest quality you got. So to you, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But now, when you look back, you're like, that doesn't look good. But that's just because your eyes are so used to watching movies in such high quality.
I try to take that away. I
know, but it's hard for
I know.
me. It's very hard for me now. Like, if I go back and I watch something that's old, and if it's like, you're not real old, but some older movies' quality was just so low.
Bro, Jurassic Park quality, like from that picture quality, doesn't look as good as the new Jurassic Worlds.
I agree.
But Jurassic Park is hands down the best.
I agree. So but I'm just saying it's hard for me to get into movies when the quality's so low.
Yeah.
And
it's the graininess.
And another thing that also affects me is the fact that if I haven't seen it, like Jurassic Park, I saw it once when I was a kid. So like it wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so it still holds up in your mind.
Yeah, and not only that is it, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't fresh, so I barely remember it.
Okay.
So when I go back and watch it, and I watch it in the Blu-ray, it to me it's like, oh, the quality's still good. Okay. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because I remember the quality being good when I was a kid, and now the quality's good again.
Well, the thing I will say this about films, unlike video games, if you get a good upscale, it could, for the most part,
it absolutely can.
It could still hold up. You go back to old video, even last generation, like PlayStation 3 games, bro.
I know, bro.
They don't hold.
Like when I'm playing, or one of my favorite movies when I was younger was Robin Hood with Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman.
The Thieves of...
Yeah. That was, I don't know why. I love that movie.
Bro,
right?
By the way, the first ever reboot of Gritty style.
Yeah. I love that movie. And in my head, it still looks really good.
Okay.
If I were to pop that shit in a VHS now, I'm not sure how it would hold up.
But that's why you wouldn't. You would pop it in Blu-ray.
If they had it Blu-ray.
They do have it Blu-ray.
Do they? They have that movie
Yes.
Blu-ray?
It's on sale for like $6 on Amazon.
I'll go check it out.
I'm
saying I'll go check it out. I might buy it.
Yo, and
because like I was saying, if I want to watch an old movie, I don't know if I could like pop it into VHS.
No,
and still get into it.
But you wouldn't do it that way. Like the reason why I brought up Predators, they just released all 3 films in 4K.
Oh, okay.
And I watched the first and the third one.
Okay.
And the first one still holds up. It looks amazing in 4K. It almost looks like a gritty 2018 film, right?
Okay.
Like everything holds up. But it's like, yo, take away nostalgia. I don't think this holds a stick to Predators.
Okay. How we got pretty far from Avatar.
I think we got on this because we started off with Black Panther, and is it going to hold up in 5-10 years?
Oh, that's right.
Because it's the first massive.
Oh, that's right. Hold up. Okay, that's what I was on. Okay, yeah. So I think Avatar still holds up to me. Personally, I think it's amazing. I still think it's amazing. Even though, like I said, I haven't seen it maybe 3-4 years.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, if you watch it, the special effects still look better than some 2018 films.
I agree.
I kid you not.
I don't doubt you, bro. But to me, I honestly just don't think Black Panther is going to hold up quality-wise.
I wonder what the narrative is going to be. I wonder if people are going to say it's going to hold up because of how much money it made or because of the actual quality.
I also want to point out, Avatar is getting sequels, right?
4
sequels are planned for Avatar. And when did this movie come out? 09, right?
09.
09. So, and the first one's scheduled to release 2020, I think you said?
For now.
For now.
Because,
so 11 years, right? And I also want to point out, sequels can change how you see a movie. You know what I'm saying?
So, are you going the negative route or the positive?
I think it's going to make Avatar seem even better. But it also depends on how they do the sequels. But
it could have a positive negative,
director,
though.
Right?
Same director, James Cameron.
James Cameron, yeah, that's right.
Which, by the way, he directed Terminator, and nobody thought it could get better than that. And then he directed Terminator 2, which many people think is one of the greatest sci-fi.
I think it's better than the first one. A lot of people don't. I think it's better. Just want to throw that out there.
It's better. It's a better overall film. It's not a better suspense film. The first Terminator is suspenseful, bro. It's directed like a horror film.
Yeah. Probably why I didn't like it.
Okay.
I'm not a horror person, you know me.
Yeah.
I like suspense. I'm just not like...
No, I was just trying to make the point.
Yeah.
He delivers on his sequels.
Okay, yeah. You know, that's why I'm saying I don't doubt him. I expect it's gonna make Avatar look even better.
And and this is the thing, bro. Avatar in 2009 looks as good as it does now. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine with 11 years?
He's gonna do?
Yes. Yeah. I hate to say this, he's gonna make Aquaman look shit when it comes to.
That's another thing too. Is when you talk about is it gonna hold up? It has to hold up to movies coming out in the future.
No,
that's the thing.
But that's the biggest problem with films so heavy on CGI. If you don't put everything into it, just 5 years later, it's going to look like shit. Look like Alice in Wonderland, bro. If you go back and watch that, it is rough.
Is it?
The first one.
Okay.
The second one is still beautiful. The first one does.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot changes in those years, especially with technology, which is mainly CGI is all technology, pretty much. So it's like you got to be on top of your game,
or you have to be smart how you use it. You know.
Yeah, also true.
But
I'm just saying.
I will say this: when you are the first of anything as big as what Black Panther was delivering, 9 out of 10 times you're always going to knock it, like commercial-wise, knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Look at the Avengers. There hasn't been, you know.
Yeah, if they, Black Panther 2 is going to be super popular.
Yeah.
Which I said, like I said, it might make Black Panther seem better, just like Avatar 2. It's just for now, as a standalone, I don't think Black Panther will hold up. But then again, if you keep coming out with, Black Panther 2, and then Black Panther, if there's a third one, I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Yo, you know how I look at it? Look at the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Batman Begins by itself is a great film. I think people look at it higher than it actually is because of the sequels.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
If you watch Batman Begins by itself, it's a great film.
It's just like it's plain though, kind of. If you think about
it is. Yeah. But what makes it so good is that you have the knowledge of the sequels. It's like, okay, exactly. You know where this character is going to go.
Yeah, and it all comes together.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying with Black Panther 1 is if they do good enough sequels. And you can place them all together, the movie might... It probably will hold up.
Or it'll hold up and it'll be better.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're like, oh, dude, not like the first one holds up because it's so... it's good. Then the second one goes along with...
Improves on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Improves on it. And the third one improves on the second, which then improves on the first.
Yes.
So it depends on how they do the sequels.
Or we could get an Iron Man 2 situation.
They redeemed it with Iron Man 3. But it was hard.
But, bro, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, it was bad.
The hardest thing is buying a trilogy when one film is just a stinker.
Just skip over it. Just gloss over it. Just play it from memory.
It's like, Fast and Furious 2, bro. Do you remember that?
I didn't like 2. Too Fast, Too Furious? Yeah, I wasn't a fan. It's where they introduced Tyrese Gibson.
Yes. Yeah. Fan favorite, awesome, but...
Oh, yeah, I love him. I love the character.
But that film...
But that movie itself is like, eh. Third one, Tokyo Drift, I loved.
No, but I think that's an Iron Man situation. The first one is good, great.
Yeah.
The second one, bad. The third one might be the best.
You think so?
Of the three.
Okay.
Oh, it's obviously the best of the three.
Yeah. What's your favorite Fast and Furious movie?
The best is Fast 5, my favorite.
I was going to say 4 or 5 for me. I appreciated 4's story.
You did?
Where you thought the one girl was dead. I can't think of her name right now.
Letty?
Letty, yeah. Where you thought Letty was dead. I was like, damn. Because that added a whole new emotion for me. Like,
okay.
Because I know in the first one, the one kid dies. Can't remember his name. He drives the Volkswagen. The white kid who does the computer stuff with the cars.
Yes.
He dies. But the thing is, it was in the first movie where he was introduced. So I didn't have that much emotion to him. Mm-hmm. Where Letty was 3-4 movies in, although she wasn't in Tokyo Drift. You know what I'm saying? And then she dies, and it's like, damn.
This is going to be a cheap thing.
Spoiler.
My favorites is Tokyo Drift and 6. Because how they tie together.
6 is...
You remember the ending?
I'm trying to remember which one 6 is.
Gal Gadot dies. That's the airplane.
Oh, okay. That's the 6th one. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last one was the 7th one? or the eighth one?
Eighth. You remember seventh?
7 was Paul Walker.
Yes.
That's right. So 6 was that one. Oh, it's when they first introduced what's his name? British guy.
Evans. Luke Evans.
Yeah, Luke Evans.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That one gets me, bro, because it ties into 3, and 3 is always I love 3 because it's completely different from every other one.
I agree, and it's super good.
I think it has the best drama of all 8 too, in terms of like as a drama film.
Okay.
Like in terms of dialogue, interactions.
See, my favorite is 4 and 5, just for like I said, the Letty reason, but also I love 5, because it's where they introduced The Rock.
Bro, but I want to make this clear. 5 is the best one from a pure film perspective.
It's
from start to finish.
Fucking good, bro. And that's what I'm saying is like it's not just because they introduced The Rock, because even back when Fast 5 first came out, The Rock wasn't as big as he is now. He was getting there. He was big. But like now The Rock is like #1 actor, right?
I would say The Rock and Fast 5 simultaneously benefited from each other.
Yes, exactly. But I'm saying he wasn't as big as he was now.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like now, obviously, he's the #1 actor.
Yes. Commercially speaking.
Yeah. Commercially, not our favorites, but he's #1 on the board.
Yeah.
So like, and his character in the movie was badass. Like one of my favorite scenes from any Fast and Furious is when he's fighting Vin Diesel.
Oh, in the garage.
Yeah, that's just one of my favorite scenes, hands down, bro.
And that's like the last time a major fist fight has happened, right?
Yeah, I would say so. At least not one that was
like bullshit. A serious, like
well, at the beginning of 7, I believe, when he fights Jason Statham, but also includes The Rock. So it's like same character, badass fight.
Yeah,
that
which
was a good
they're
fight.
getting a side film.
I know. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet,
bro. My pet peeve about 8,
and I agree with you about that one. It's a stretch. Like maybe after a couple films,
yes,
but in the same film, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I think it is? They had to fill Paul Walker's void.
Yeah,
and what actor and character?
Yeah. I'm okay with the movie of a Hobbs movie though, because I love the character.
Bro, the scene, bro, one of my favorite scenes in the entire series is when Hobbs and Shaw are in the jail in the 8th one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That scene is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good. Fast and Furious has gotten real good. A lot of people don't like it because of where it's gone. Like it's gone too far, people would say. But I'm like,
I think 7 was still believable. 8 for me is too far. 7 was still technically believable.
Yes.
Technically.
7 was Paul Walker's.
That's like when they were going through the buildings. There was missiles. They were on top of the helicopter where The Rock has the machine gun.
The minigun?
Yes, the minigun.
I liked it until the last part, where Vin Diesel like kicked the ground or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Technically, it's still believable.
It's believable, but it was just like, seriously?
I think 6 was the last time it was realistic. Besides the whole...
And that's the time where... the endless runway?
Yes, besides that.
I was like, that's the time where everyone started talking about, it's, But it's like...
How do you know they weren't going on a loop or whatever?
That's what I'm saying. Also true. But my thing is like, everyone's like, you can't... Like, it lost its roots, but it's like, it just built up. You know what I'm saying? It started with... this, that.
But the way it finishes, it connected back to its roots.
That's what I'm saying. And not only that, though, too, is if you look at how it builds up, it kind of makes sense. A small time, what is he? He's stealing stuff from trucks, right? In the first one. Dom?
Yeah.
And, and second
well,
one...
it wasn't the first... Yeah, he was stealing trucks.
Stealing,
I mean, stealing items from trucks, yeah.
So then the second one was...
Well, we don't count that. That's too fast. It's like a side shoot.
Okay. So then,
Tokyo Drift is a side shoot, too.
Yeah, because we won't count it till later on.
Yeah.
So in the fourth one...
He ups it to the drug...
Well, in the second one, he ends up going on the run from the cops.
Yes.
Right?
Because
so while he's on the run from the cops, Letty goes undercover for the for the FBI.
Yes.
To try to clear his name.
Yep.
And she ends up dying.
Yeah.
So then he comes back to get revenge on the people who killed Letty.
Yeah.
He ends up...
So he works for the cartel.
Yes, he works for the cartel, and Paul Walker's also trying to I guess more or less clear Dom's name.
Bro, okay, we need to end this. because it's
I understand, but I wanted to get through this. But
bro, we can have a Fast and
but-
Furious.
okay, I just wanted to lead to the build up.
Okay.
So basically, they try to clear his name from the FBI. They don't end up doing it. In 5, right? Is 5? Yeah, 5.
5 is when everybody becomes a convict.
That's what I was saying. 5 is where when they all go basically on the wanted list.
Yeah.
And that's when The Rock comes into play.
Yes.
See, so it builds up to that.
And then
escalation.
6 was just the finish off point.
Yeah. My problem is like people's like, oh, like how does it go from this to this? And it's like, well, it doesn't go from, you know what I'm saying? Like they're taking the first movie and then the last.
No,
movie.
it's a slow build up.
Yeah, exactly. It does actually build up.
Yeah.
But it's not like boom and then boom.
But I could understand 7, but it's still technically believable. But 8 is just when it just goes, come on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With like all the cars, the hacker, it's like,
Yeah, what was her name?
I don't.
Ghost or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was played by Charlize Theron though.
Yeah,
So.
I know. I'm trying to remember her name, but fuck it.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
You got a little bit of everything, I guess. We got some MCU news and information, and got some Fast and Furious love. Yeah, but we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you messed with the video, give us that thumbs up.
Give us the thumbs up.
For whatever reason, if you disliked it,
Go fuck yourself. I didn't say that. That was someone else.
give the thumbs down, and if you do, please give us a comment to help us improve or what you thought we could have done better. And yeah, we hope to see you in a couple weeks.
I don't want to see.
And we don't know specific. I know what we're going to do, but okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys. Peace
Thanks,
out.
guys. Give us a thumbs up, the like rating, subscribe, comment. The notification bell thing. Ding,
Yes.
ding. I know our videos are long, but you know the shit gets heated. If you've seen us, you've been here, you know it gets hot.
No, but that's good though. That's good.
That's what I'm saying. It's passion.
Yeah. It's better than the last video too, because we got hot, but we went
Yeah,
completely
if you
off.
don't do it with passion, why do it at all? Right?
Beautiful things.
That's on the shirt I was wearing the other day.
For real?
Or the last week, I guess.
You need to wear that one for one of the videos.
I did. Ordering a video Fallout.
You wore that a couple days ago?
Yeah, like last week, yeah. That was when we recorded it, right?
You wore that for the Fallout one?
Yeah. It says it's you can't read it though because it's like super. Well, it's not super small, but it's like small, and it says if you don't do it with passion, why do it at all, or something like that.
Wow.
I'll show it to you when I get a chance.
Okay. I just rewatched the video, but I did.
It'll be there.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
LLPH.
LPH. What's that stand for?
It's LLPH.
That's what I said. LLPH.
Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness.
Oh, that's dumb. Life, liberty, and property. John Locke.
If you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.